and welcome to the Crafty Maven Getaway. Today is In Your Pocket Tuesday, and I'm Desiree's Tale here on YouTube. And normally it is Froggy or Crafty Megan that does the pocket pages, but you know what? I wanted to actually share my style whenever I do a pocket page. Now, if you don't normally follow me, I am normally a 12 by 12 scrapbooker. However, I love the idea of Project Life. I just don't ever do it. So whenever I get to do a pocket page spread, I get super excited because it kind of gives me a little break of doing 12 by 12 layouts. Normally I do them whenever we have an event and I have a ton of photos and I just don't want to do a mini album, or I don't want to have like 10 12 by 12 layouts in my kids album of that event either. So I like to have everything contained in a pocket page spread of that day of whatever we did. And so this time we actually did a little bit of exploring. We went on kind of an adventure. It was just for the day. My friend had posted photos of taking her family there, and as soon as I saw the photos, I was like, I have got to take my own kids. So it's called the Desert Tower. It's actually not too far where I live, and it is a place where there is boulders and you walk through them. Yes, I said boulders, like huge, massive boulders. Now you might be thinking, aren't you from California where there's earthquakes? Well, apparently this has been around forever and nothing has ever happened to those boulders. So knock on wood, right? But it is an amazing place, and as soon as I saw it, it reminded me of my childhood when there wasn't so many homes built and us kids just went out and played imagination games and just kind of explored, and that's what my kids did that day. So I'm using, I can't remember if I even said this because I've had to do this voiceover a couple times over, but the collection I am using is by Pink Fresh. It's the Escape the Ordinary, and as soon as I saw the mountain paper, I knew that had to be my title page. Now there is another layout, or I'm sorry, not another layout, another paper where it has all of the colors that are in this collection. So I just picked one and I decided to use the navy letters to be my title because that was probably the closest one that I had. So there is a picture right there that you see of the entrance of, and it does literally say, enter at your own risk, of walking through these boulders. So if you stick around at the very end, I'm actually going to have a really short clip of both my husband and son walking through them. And so that way you can kind of get a better idea of what to expect through those in case you ever visit. And then I'm just adding some washi tape. I don't have a whole lot of washi tape. I'm not really a washi tape person. I just never seem to use it. So I wanted that to anchor the cork embellishment that I had that says for real, because as soon as I walked it, I was like, are you kidding me? This is for real? Like, this really exists? Like, who even thought about doing this? You know, I'm not sure if the boulders were just kind of Mother Nature kind of left them like that, or if somebody had them placed strategically to where people could walk through. So I don't know. I haven't done enough research on it. Now, I showed you some paper when I kind of compared those 3x4 cards to that paper, and I thought it was so close. Now, those are Studio Calico cards, and I thought, you know what, it's going to look like it was actually part of this collection. So I decided to use that 3x4 card and then just add a little cut apart from the Pink Fresh and then a Freckled Fawn puppy sticker. So here is one of those papers that I was talking about that shows a lot of the colors that went through that collection. And then I just to add, you know, all of the different photographs that I took, I just kind of had it on a, almost like it made it look like a film strip of little, I think those are like 2x2 squares on there that shows the rest of the, you know, photos that I had taken. Now I am trying to decide on what Freckled Fawn puppy sticker I want to use, because I did use one for the title, which is the little geotag, and then I definitely wanted to add another one, and so I decided on that star. I love the one that says, I think it said go and do, but I thought it was too close to the cut apart that says get out, get lost, and get found. So I decided to scratch that. Now the great thing about pocket pages that I love is that you can either embellish them a ton or, I mean, have no embellishments at all. But I did feel like something was lacking up at the top, and so I just went through the little cut apart sheets and I found one that says Adventures Fill Your Soul, and I felt that was so perfect that described my family. Because they are always wanting to do adventures, but everything costs money. So there's not a lot of times that we can do that stuff. But whenever we do, I know that they get excited to when, you know, we are headed somewhere. So I thought that was perfect. And then my husband took this photo. I didn't even realize that he had taken this photo because I think I was still in the caves, or the boulders kind of act like a cave, or give you the feel of a cave. And I was with my daughter, and he got this shot of my son and him, and I loved it with the mountains in the background. I mean, you can see all the boulders, the little ones that are just kind of all over the mountainside. And I really love that photo. So again, I'm trying to look for another puppy sticker by Freckled Fawn, and none of them really went. But then I found this triangle that says fun, and there is yellow in that triangle. And since I'm using that card that says it all began with, which is actually not from that collection, it's a My Mind's Eye 3x4 card, I wanted to add just a little bit more yellow to that side. Now, one thing I realized, because there was only a couple of 3x4 cards in this collection, and since I don't do a whole lot of Project Life, I only buy Project Life kits when I can get a really killer deal. And Studio Calico not too long ago had this like amazing blowout of their products because they were trying to get new stuff in or make room for more inventory. So I bought a ton of it, and so since they were the older kits, they do have that curve with all the journaling cards, and so I definitely had to take a corner rounder and do the rest of that. Normally I like it where it's all filled and there's not that little extra space where you can kind of see through that, but I have to kind of let that go and just use what I got. Okay, so since this is the back side, here is another picture of, that's actually coming out of a cave, where you see the skull, and I was like making titles of little areas of this place, and so I'm like Skull Hideaway, and my kids were like cracking up how I was coming up with all these names, and so I wanted to document that and have a little label and put crazy there because, like I said, this place was just, I don't know who thought of it. The next card, I wanted to leave it because it says always be brave, and even though the A is cut off, that does not bother me, and I just kind of wanted it where it was just focused on my kids. And then on the back of that one card, I just ended up loving the back of it where it's now this black diamond shape with the white, and I just took another one of those little cut aparts that says shine on and added that. And then the rest is just, again, you know, we're just adding more of the photos and seeing what else I could add to it. And I thought about using this one cut apart sheet right there on the lower right that I'm working on, but I ended up finding a tab in October Afternoon. It's the Travel Girl, and it's kind of a map. And then I took a Studio Calico stamp that says Fall in Love with Moments, and added that on there. And then that's pretty much it, guys. I always feel like I'm rushed at the very end, but I hope you enjoyed it. And please give me a thumbs up if you did. And if you like my style and you want to see more of what I create, please go ahead and head over to the channel. My link is below. And you all have an amazing night. Bye! Hey guys, where are you guys going? Ooh, there's two different paths.